Well, ship's moving a lot. It was supposed to be the Half Moon Cay day today, but apparently the waves are too big to operate the lifeboats or something like that, so now we can't go to Half Moon Cay. I have no idea what we're gonna do for the rest of the day, so I'm probably going to stay in bed for the rest of the day until they can find out something to do. Yeah, it is pretty windy up here, and it seems the pool has been turning into a wave pool, so, Well, lots of people coming up here because not really anyone with plans today, because there's no way anyone could have foreseen this. Time to hide a duck. There it is. If you find that duck on deck 2, comment down below. The swells are picking up. Maybe we couldn't go to Half Moon Cay. I still think we could, but... Well, today and tomorrow is a sea day, so more time to check out the former Carnival Destiny. Okay, so I love this. There's these areas behind the bars, both the Red Frog and Blue Iguana. And they're behind the bars, and you can look out at the ocean as you're drinking your water. So down there is the Carnival Legend. If anyone was on that cruise, hello. Sorry we couldn't go to Half Moon Cay. It would have been nice to meet y'all. Although I met some of the people from the Legend in Nassau, so that was nice. Looking over at the Bahamas there. Yeah. And then this area at the front. Excuse me. Look out at the ship. Wow. It's awesome. Just did the ropes course in the high wind. The pool is turning into a wave pool, though. But yeah, ropes course. Do not do it in high wind. It is not enjoyable. Also, I've got to hide this somewhere. My goodness, there is a lot of waves out there. And some of the Bahama Islands out there, which is cool. One of them, I believe, is Eleuthera, which has a really cool history that you can find out in my History of the Bahamas video. But yeah, probably gonna go explore a bit. There's some areas I haven't been to that I want to. One main one, that's the Sunshine or Sunrise restaurant. It's at the very back, and it's got cool windows looking out the back of the ship. They're very noticeable when you look on the stern, so I want to head out there now. But first, I probably got to change into some clothes and not into my bathing suit because I was on the slides again. Alright, sunrise time. I can really feel it going now. I can feel it go down, and I feel lighter, and I feel it go up, and I feel it pushing against my feet. The layout of the ship is a bit confusing, so I've got galley over here that prevents access from this atrium area to Sunrise Restaurant, and then the Limelight that is hard to go through, so you usually have to go under twice, or not. Probably wouldn't have been a good idea to start on my floor, deck 2, and then go from there. Also, the ship is rolling, but the camera is correcting that roll. So if it looks a bit strange on camera, yeah, it's rocking badly, but you know, it's fine. Wow, main dining room. It's very, very beautiful. Huh. Not eating here, unfortunately, but I would have loved to. Sometimes they go up on these stools here and do performances. But wow, these are windows at the back of the ship that you go on. There's 2 levels, 2 windows, 2 sets of windows. It's very nice. Wow, and there's the view of the back. That's awesome. Oh, I'm gonna head back to my cabin and chill for a bit. That funnel never gets old. Wow. These upper decks really are cool. They really just don't make ships like they used to, and even though this was renovated heavily to be more modern, you really do get ship feels when you're out here. Here we are again. It's hard to see in the video, but off in the distance is Nassau, I'm pretty sure. And if not, it's one of the other islands. But yeah, around this area is some of the most populated islands in the Bahamas because of their proximity to the capital. So yeah. And also the waterworks. I'm a bit disappointed that they're not all working, but the good thing about that is I really want to come back to this ship for another cruise again someday. And so yeah, I like the water slides they have here. Even at least the yellow one got me coming back to the yellow one a few times. It's a fun slide for sure. I just like water slides in general, so I'll go on it regardless. The lines are literally going into the casino now. The show can't be that good. I'm gonna end up regretting my words. Alright, here we are. I won't show the entire show because you'll have to come see it for yourself, but I'll show some snippets. And that was the show. You'll have to see the whole thing and go on the cruise if you want to see the full thing. But I will also say that there was actually a pause in the middle of the show. Apparently one of the stairs couldn't lock down, and if it wasn't locked down, one of the actors would have gone flying. But yeah, they told us about that afterwards on the Behind the Fun tour, which, by the way, I was not allowed to bring my camera on, so you won't be seeing a lot of footage of tomorrow, but you'll be seeing a little bit. This is always a cool view.
Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We gonna celebrate and have a good time. So come on. Hey.
And glow sticks.
Sing it up.
We got the holidays. Sometimes Alright, it's time to get this party started. I need to see your best footwork for this foot song as we get a foot loose.
Oh.
You know what? We're gonna sing it out. Let's do it! Been working so hard. Alright, keep it going, keep it going. Nobody touched it. She was one of a kind, just mine, oh mine.
Alright, morning of the last day. I think there's a veterans thing going on because they got a giant American flag down there. Huh. Never actually been on deck for a sunrise, and here we are. You can definitely feel the ship going up and down. 1 minute you're walking uphill, the next minute you're walking downhill. Alright, and for the next little while I can't film because we are going to see the engine room and the bridge of the Carnival Sunshine and a few other spots, but I can't take the camera around, so I'll check back in a little bit when we're done with that. Well, just did Behind the Fun tour, got to go to the galley, got to meet the captain again. So yeah, that was really cool, the behind the scenes of the ship. And a few of them actually worked on a couple of the fantasy class ones that no longer exist. But yeah, it's gone from really rough out there and a bit cloudy to absolutely beautiful. So I'm quite excited to get up on deck and do some swimming maybe in the pool and then on the slides a bit, because it is perfect condition for water-related things. But I can't film that due to the fact that the camera I have right now is not waterproof. Back in the Sunset restaurant, sunrise, sunset.
Girls be looking like Daddy Fly. I pick to the beat, walking down the street in my new freak, yeah. This is how I roll, animal print pants out control. It's Red Bull with the big ass bra, and like Bruce Lee, I got the clout, yeah. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body.
And then I ended up walking the boat deck. If you're ever planning to go on this ship, which I actually saw some people in my comments on the last video were, hello, and also when you're on this ship, make sure to check out this space if you want some quiet time. It's really nice. Wow, for our last day on the cruise, they gave us some sweets and treats. That's nice. Huge shout out, by the way, to our server, Wyan, who was really nice and also sent us those little sweets to, as I don't know, as a farewell gift or whatever. Don't know if they do that for every cabin, but still, shout out to Wyan, very nice guy. Also, I'm not going to be making a separate video on returning home unless I find some interesting stuff, so probably when I get off the cruise will be the end. Such a cool atrium, I love it. They say having a room next to the elevators and the atrium is a good thing because you're close to all the action. The bad thing is, you can hear all the noises coming from the atrium, all the parties and everything. While we were here watching the sunset as well, we met a really cool couple from North Carolina, so shout out to them as well, they were very nice. Also, sunsets at seas are one of the reasons that people cruise, and I totally get that. They're very beautiful, and when you have no land interrupting you, it's amazing to watch. Definitely one of the reasons to go on a cruise is just for this. Well, here it is, our last little walk of the upstairs area, the pool deck, before we leave. Let's do a little run of the top deck, why not? There's nothing saying children can't go there, and then the decks above that, there is signs saying that. So I'm kind of curious about that, I don't know, anyways. Don't know if it's actually still open or not, but wow. Here it is. Hope they can get the speedway slides open soon. Those looked fun. This view never gets old, that's for sure. One last frozen yogurt on Carnival. Well, they probably have frozen yogurt on the other ships, but still, one last on the Carnival Sunshine.
We're going to be joined by our team members. They are going to be carrying some of those nations' flags. But we need to bring the energy up in the room, all right? We need to cheer, scream, and shout. We need to clap those hands. Team carrying the flag of Brazil.
Homes, and I know very well we're going to meet each other very, very soon. One more time, thank you, and it was my pleasure to be in your service. Thank you all. Thank you. Can I promise you, yes, here we go, our dining of things. They have a message for you, and the lead singer, Mr. Martin. Here we go.
So here in our cabin, in this little corner over here next to the window, there was this banging noise. Maybe you'll hear it again. when I'm recording, but basically every now and then a noise that sounds like a hammer would bang on the wall, and thankfully it seems that this was only for our cabin, probably, because we haven't heard of anyone else talking about it over the cruise. But yeah, they refunded our dinner at Cucina del Capitano, so great service. Docked in Charleston again. Goodbye, cabin, for the last time. We are off. Well, after experiencing Disembarkation, I can now see why shows never talk about disembarkation on cruise ships, because it is a lot of waiting and a lot of very boring button pressing. Oh, last time we'll be seeing the atrium. Goodbye, Carnival sunshine. Very, very nice cruise. Alright, we've exited the atrium. Now we're finally leaving. And goodbye, Carnival sunshine. There's the stripe on the hull. Come to think of it, my legs do feel a bit weird now. Without the rocking of the boat. And there she is, the Carnival sunshine. Wow. Great cruise. I hope I can be back someday, but now we've got a lot of traveling to do. So thanks for watching this series, and see you guys next time. But wait, we're not done the video. I still have to rank the ship. So I will be editing my ferry ranking score for this. Basically, the ranks will be food, crew, itinerary, room, ship, and overall experience, for a possible score of 60 out of 60. First, food. There was nothing really wrong with it, and there is nothing really bad about it either, but some of the breakfast options on one of the days were a bit lacking, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Alright, now the crew. The crew went above and beyond. They were all super nice, willing to listen to whatever problems you had, and free to chat, of course, whenever, during, like, dinner and stuff like that. And if you had a problem, of course, they would try their best to fix it, which is why we got that refund for Cucina del Capitano. And also, our cruise director went above and beyond. He was supposed to have an off day, but when we missed going to Half Moon Cay, he took his day off and cancelled it, instead going to spend time with the ship's guests and make it fun. So for me, it is a 10 out of 10. For the itinerary, well, I think I chose well. Charleston was a very nice city, although I wish I could stay one more day just to check out some of the stuff like the H.L. Hunley and the Civil War Museum, but we already checked out something similar to the Civil War, but still, I'd like to see that. Nassau was really nice, Bahamian hospitality definitely does exist, and going to a new country was always very exciting. Atlantis was also amazing and probably the best water park I've ever been to, or one of the best at least. But we weren't able to go to Half Moon Cay, which was very sad because it looked super nice with a lot of good snorkeling and a giant beach. I'm definitely going to try to get to Half Moon Cay as soon as possible. And although it's not the crew's fault, I am unfortunately going to have to dock some points for that. So the itinerary will also be an 8 out of 10. For our room, well, it was everything we needed it to be, although eventually we ran out of things to watch on the TV, which isn't really a big problem because, in hindsight, we should have just wandered around the ship instead. But still, you will eventually run out of things to do on the TV, so you might want to download some videos, because if you're sitting in your cabin with 30 minutes or 10 minutes till your next activity and you don't have anything to do, it's nice to have some downloaded things so that you're not entirely bored. But yeah, the bathroom was also nice, and of course, it was kind of funny in the room how you could see how orange it was because of the old 80s lighting. So for the room, I'd probably have to give it a 7 out of 10, mainly because there was nothing unique about the room, and for the last 2 nights of the cruise there was a loud banging noise right beside our wall, which was very, very annoying. Next is the ship. This one is going to be ranked very, very high. This ship, of course, has a lot of history, so sailing on a piece of history was extremely awesome. A lot of the stuff was good, but although it didn't have as much as I expected. Well, that's not to say that it didn't have a lot to do, I'm just saying that before that, me and one of my friends were saying, there's no way that you could get bored on this ship. Well, there probably is, especially if you're like me and you rush to do all the activities as soon as possible. But yeah, the layout was also a bit confusing and I never really got used to it. And also, 2 of the slides weren't working, which was a really big bummer. But overall, the ship has a great history, it's a very good size, and it's just so cool to be sailing on a piece of history. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Finally, the experience overall. Well, it was definitely the trip of a lifetime. I got to go to the Bahamas, which I've always been wanting to do, and I hope to be back as soon as possible. Then, I also got to go on a ship which I've been dreaming about going on for so long, so finally I was able to cross something off my cruise bucket list without it being scrapped. And I was also able to go see South Carolina, which I've had a fascination with as well for quite a while. And although I haven't had much of a fascination with it, I was also able to go see Atlanta, Georgia for one night, which was interesting, but we didn't see much. But there were some cons of the experience overall, like me leaving my iPad at home, which would have been very nice, and also the con of the banging in my room, which was really, really annoying. But overall, I'd say the experience was a 9 out of 10. And that leaves this total experience with 51 out of 60, which is pretty good. Anyways, thanks for watching this series, and hope to see you in the next one. I will eventually be making a video about the history of all of these ships, so make sure to check that out. Anyways, goodbye.